Hello, my name is Dr. Sheryl Genco. I'm the Vice President of Advanced Technology for Ericsson, and I'm on the Executive Committee for the National Spectrum Consortium. I'm absolutely delighted today to be speaking with Maria Tsampazi, who is an electrical engineering PhD student at my alma mater, Northeastern University. Maria is one of the winners of the third year of the NSC's Women in Spectrum Scholarship. This program promotes the academic accomplishments of female students studying electrical engineering at ABET-accredited universities in the United States. We designed this program to help develop a pipeline of talented engineers, women engineers, working on issues related to spectrum, communications, and other technologies. We're absolutely thrilled to support this year's winners in this work. So let's get right to it. Maria, why don't you tell us first how you became interested in studying electrical engineering?
So I remember this moment very clearly. I was 13 years old and I saw on TV the interview of a Greek computer scientist who during his PhD thesis managed to prove the complexity of calculating the Nash equilibrium. So I was very excited. Yeah, it was big on the news at this time because he was very young in his mid-20s and he achieved something so great. So I was really interested to see what this person is about, what he has to say, what is his advice to the younger generation. So I was very young and I was really fascinated by the fact that he said that we should treat math and physics as a tool which will help us better understand the world around us. And he would encourage young students to always develop a problem-setting mindset. So I followed exactly his advice during secondary and high school. So I came naturally. So when I had to decide what school I'm going to enter, what is the field I'm going to study, and I would see all the courses in electrical engineering, in the beginning, I thought they were so diverse, they were different. So I was really curious to see what is the connecting point between all these courses. Why should I learn all the math in the world? Why should I learn all the So when I graduated, and I'm really grateful to my professors in Greece, I realized that basically all my professors during these 5 years were talking about the same thing, how information is being generated and processed. So in telecommunications, we talked about different layers, from the physical to the network layer, but what changes is how we communicate this information. But basically, we're talking about the same thing, but in a different way would facilitate us. And this was my romantic view on electrical engineering, but also because I want to be ground to earth. I know that electrical engineering would give me also many good job prospects. So both my heart and mind aligned.
I'm curious about, spectrum and wireless technologies and specifically, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about your research about network slicing or Open RAN communication systems that you're working on now.
So when I was an undergrad student in Greece, I just realized how much I like research. However, we are doing research, we are investing a lot of time and effort. So I really wanted to work on something that will impact the future of wireless networks in 10 or 20 years. So I was searching about some research topics because let's not deny it, it's the US that leads the research in many fields. Among those, it's the wireless. So I saw the work that is done at the Institute for the Wireless Internet of Things at Northeastern, and I saw the work of my advisor, Professor Tommaso Melodia, who really works on slicing. So I just realized that spectrum is a subject of timeless importance. No matter what we do, we would always try to find ways on what is the best possible way to access the spectrum, how we should allocate the spectrum, on what time scales we should do all these actions. So I just figured it out that he's working on something that will always be the state of the art of research. So I came into this lab, I talked with him, and he included me into, he and my colleagues included me into the problem of network slicing. So specifically what we're doing at the Institute, we're trying to build the next generation wireless communication systems. So we want to embed into the network some sort of AI to facilitate the resource allocation process. And why this is important? We're talking about 5G and beyond. We have many users with diverse and sometimes conflicting quality of service demands. So we want to satisfy them at the same time concurrently. This is extremely important because we don't want people to complain. We always want to have quality of service demands because we talk about multi-vendor environment. So it's an issue that will always be here asking questions to us to solve. And another thing that I'm working on, because so far I have treated the environment as an input optimization problem, I'm also trying to treat the wireless environment as something that needs to be investigated. So I'm also working on reconfigurable intelligence surfaces. And thanks to Northeastern and the test beds, I'm able to model the channel and test the capabilities in terms of spectral allocation on the channel emulator. And I would really like to take this opportunity because this is something that I would really want to work in the future. So people keep Open RAN and resource intelligent and effective surfaces at different topics. What I think would be really interesting, and this is something that I'm currently working on, is to try to bring those technologies together. And because the results already show that they both Open RAN and reconfigurable intelligent surfaces, if we fine-tune the network properly, we facilitate the resource allocation process in terms of slicing.
You know, as part of this scholarship, we always ask, and I'm very personally curious, what are your career goals, and if you plan to stay in this field? But from your excitement, I'm sure you do. But do you have any specific career goals other than just getting out of your PhD?
I cannot imagine myself doing anything else other than research. So I want to do research no matter what. What will affect my decision in the future is if I will be working on something that still excites me and the people who I will be working with. I want to work with people I trust, which is very much the state here at Northeastern. So I'm working on cutting-edge technologies with the leaders, with experts who are also here to help me. So I'm not willing to change much. As soon as those two criteria are met, which is currently what is happening.
You know, I'm not sure if you know other young women in electrical engineering, but do you have any suggestions as to how possibly we can encourage more young women to get into electrical engineering and engineering fields?
In order to encourage girls and women and females to be involved in electrical engineering, I think we should find the reasons why women avoid our field. And this is my personal take on things. I may be wrong, but I believe in general, women from their nature are more sensitive. So when you're more sensitive, you're just questioning yourself more. Sometimes you lack the confidence. And let's not deny it. I don't believe sometimes it's not all men like this, but the vast majority, I'm sure you maybe know more, but I think that in these man-dominating fields, I think sometimes they don't really trust us, they don't really believe in us. However, these things shouldn't affect us. What other people say doesn't matter. In addition to that, always people will question us, but what really matters is that we're working on things that really give us motivation. So my advisor always tells me when I have a research question, when I have a research topic to work on, he always asks me, what is the problem you're trying to solve and why this is important? So if there is a woman, there is a girl who watches this interview and is really excited to give answers to these questions, she should definitely go for it. And I know people will question us, people sometimes won't take us seriously. I know sometimes we're very sensitive and we're questioning ourselves, we are hesitated. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because a PhD is like a shampoo and conditioner. You go for the shampoo, which is basically the knowledge that you get, but also through the PhD, you learn to be patient. Things don't always work. You learn to be humble. You're working with people who are better than you, and you realize you don't know many things at the end, and you're always trying to learn. So you build virtues. And I think that nobody in this life has ever regretted investing in himself or herself. So ignore what people say. Stop stressing that in life, in my 20s, I need to do this and that and that. There's a time for everything. Invest in yourself, do the things that you love, and close your eyes to anything that doesn't help you become a better version of yourself.